Welcome to episode 14 of the Factorio Space Age Big Marathon. We're blasting away at the labs trying to figure out how to get to a mod planet, and that's still going to take us another 20 minutes because we have a 60 times tech multiplier. That's what Big Marathon is doing. Yeah, the red science is slightly backed up, no big deal. We're lab limited. The silos are waiting to do a thing. The blue science is punching through it pretty nicely. The military science is getting walls from a train, so that's fine. And yeah, in the time we are waiting to figure out how to get to this planet, we spent a bit of time in editor mode last episode designing a ship. There's going to be a bit more of that, and we are passing our time not really building wide, but building tall. Like, there's a couple of locations where we are actually bothering to defend now. Yeah, we've got some non-standard bugs in here. Some of the mod stuff is leaking out onto Novice from the mod planets, which is fine. Only 2 flamethrowers here is a bit suspicious for this corner, given that they're arriving here, and bots, I left them 1 extra flamethrower, but not 2 extra flamethrowers. So let's get rid of this, move that flamethrower around. Let's also try and do some redundant oil supply things, because that might be nice. Where can we go? Oh, this actually works out really nice, so we can have a separate fuel feed in there, although hopefully that never actually matters, but we're going to do it anyway. And yeah, recently, I think 2 episodes ago, we dropped in the bottom half of this nuclear thing, which are currently not being fueled because we've got a bunch of circuit conditions in here that will only fuel things when they are below a certain temperature, and then a bunch of other circuit things to make sure that they only get 1 fuel cell at a time, and that an entire block of 4 reactors will be fueled at the same time to do their neighborhood bonus things. And then last episode, yeah, this was roughly tripling walls, inserters, and belts over here. This is not what I was expecting to be doing. So I kind of don't want to deal with this at all. So, could you just not exist? And where did you sneak in from? From over here somewhere? Could you also not talk to me again? Thanks. Yeah, maybe they snuck in here because there was a gap in the landmines and he was left over from this attack. Whatever. Defense that we should be doing, but we're not doing because we gave ourselves, I think this bottom one is 1.2 gigawatts, which was tripling our power grid at the time, and then last episode we built this, and now we are tearing out. I'm standing around in the middle of, where used to be the steel for purple science, and we kind of need to put it back before this buffer goes down, and I'm over here because, oh wait, my personal bots are not on. Just grab me all of this stuff. We want all of this to get out of the way so that we can build the fancy new electric smelting for a thing. And I think we also get rid of the buffer at this point. I think instead of, like, we don't ever plan on putting anything in the buffer, and we just want to unload this buffer. Which way? Maybe it was, yeah, it's going to be this belt here, isn't it? We just put stuff, we put the steel here, we send some of it into the poles and solar build, which we need to restart, and then we just run down this buffer and top up the steel that we don't have. This belt here is going on both sides, so it's fine. And then we just need to put the steel build here. We're not having landmines destroyed yet. Yeah, and the other thing about the purple science and the way we're doing this is because we have all these quality modules in the prod mods, and I think we actually want to, we have quality prod mods spare, so all you guys are going to get your quality upgrades, because I don't think we have, I think the base is still asking for 2s in the labs, and then also I think we can pivot these guys to prod mods, because this box has a lot of stuff in it, but then we would also want the prod mods, the regular quality prod mods, to come out of this box and go on the outside of this belt and also go into purple science. So that's fine. We didn't get all of, you needed some upgrades as well. Yeah, and then we have a whole lot of electrical furnaces around because we've moduled. Do we have more quality modules for you guys? I think this is, when you're doing a tech multiplier thing, this is probably just the correct thing to do, is just quality module the things that are going into purple science and then just be building with at least uncommon stuff. So we've got to get, we've got this steel pattern over here. We've actually got 2 timers going at the moment. Yeah, I think we want these 2 out of the middle. I think we're going to start with fewer beacons in the middle of this thing and then add more beacons later. But we also wanted these... Is it this much of a thing? Yeah, we wanted the... Oh, because it's in the bottom, this section has some different inserters. Yeah, I think we want to add more modules, and later we can add more beacons later, but we want to set up this thing to be 4 red belts of... Yeah, 4 red belts of iron ore going into steel, and maybe we upgrade it later when we get some more, yeah, maybe some more beacons. And then we've got to set that up. Yeah, that's what we need to set up before the steel buffer runs out. No big deal. The other clock we've given ourselves is we have cut off the fuel supply to this smelting, which is making our blue chips, so that we don't have to deal with all of this coal that we're picking up. Yeah, so the inserters and furnaces and belt are no longer being destroyed, of which I'm going to conclude we did in fact get that big splitter. Yeah, at some point we need to turn off the iron and the copper and then just run down the fuel supply that's here. I think maybe we already... I think over here, because we can also get this up to blue belt, and this is also already not running. I think we cut... Oh, this is already red belt. I think we cut this off so we can drain this stuff through. And then the other iron thing... Yeah, we're not actually building the steel yet, are we? The iron that we would pick up would be going over here, which is currently not moving because we're not doing anything with the concrete. And I think I want to do that slightly differently. I think I want... Because this iron feed running through the base comes from this weird little remainder of mixed starter patch stuff, which we would like to get out of there. And so I think we're going to run it into this... Yeah, I see a line here where we can run it. We can run the steel like so. So some of it will go into the concrete, and then this box of dumping iron on the belt can also just go on the other side there, and we can move this power pole, and we have a better way to recycle iron into something that is more reliably moving the iron through. Although a thing we'd also like is refined concrete, and we haven't done that yet. And these power poles are probably connected at the other end. They are, because we were pretty good at that. So let's figure out how we can just smash in some refined concrete here real fast. If you say refined concrete, we want this for a couple of things. We in particular want it for elevated rail, which is the other thing we've not set up yet. Hey, remember when we were supposed to be setting up the steel? Can we move you a little bit in a way that I would like more? Yes, and then this line happens to be somewhat ideal, and then the inserters like... Okay, we'll just do this with some more inserters. I think we're just putting this in boxes again. Find these boxes. Just put all this refined concrete in boxes, of which we still need to do some of the other parts, but don't worry about it. We've got a belt over here for this, and we are also not super well ratioed, but maybe we can just fix that with speed modules. You guys are needing 0.5. You guys are producing 0.75, so speed module in here, don't even worry about it, just get a speed module, it'll be fine. Maybe you actually need speed modules as well, so we'll do that. And then you put your poles on the side of a belt, and then we can have, say, here, because it's going to need to go on the inside, we're going to need a request chest to ask for the iron and then ask for the steel, and I think we bump both of these up to, say, 400. I don't know if we're putting steel in the network, but... And then you need to be on the inside like so, and then we need to power all of these guys. So we have a... that is what you need, isn't it? Yeah, steel and poles. So we will have a refined concrete build that we can do, and then we want to get the steel build, because all of this stuff is out the way. Or the other thing we need to do is bring in, yeah, the other 4 lanes, where will these fit? I think somewhere over here. Is there anything else that we need to dodge? This stuff we need to dodge. 4 lanes of iron ore that we're going to bring in. We do need to figure out how to integrate trains into this as well, because these patches have been here for a while, and we're not fully using all of them, but they will run down, and then this we wanted to replace with red belt. We already cut off the iron to the blue chips, didn't we? So maybe we need to revisit that and figure out whether or not it's time to... Don't want to delete that. Yeah, we need to get trains in here. Let's just see whether or not the... Oh yeah, we also definitely want to be cutting off the copper to the blue chips now as well, and then also figuring out how to drain these belts into the build. Is that going to be doing everything? I think we were going to just have... I think we're just going to do this just to balance it a bit. I mean, we're also targeting the builds that have buffers, and in this sense the blue chips have a buffer because we've got 2 trains of all of this stuff, and then yeah, the steel buffer that we still haven't talked about is not fully running down, so that's fine. Let's figure out where this build can go. I don't don't know whether or not we are... Yeah, don't be deleting all of those. Also don't know whether or not we are actually fully using all of the 2 red belts of stuff, and now I'm thinking that we build it roughly this size, but also wider, even though we have talked about... Oh, I left my car over here. Even though we have talked about building it tall, because we can upgrade plan things later. Okay, I'm not getting... My bots are not even deciding to get those for me. Okay, also, where could we... Here is maybe a place... Here is where we used to have some of the old... this one is going to depower that roboport. Here's where we used to have some of the old fossil fuel... Yeah, power grid, which is what all this stuff is doing. And then did I also see that we had... Yeah, we'd broken this. This is supposed to be integrating into the plastic somewhere. The coal for plastic. So I guess if we... This one is one of the low priority belts, so we can just push some of it in here. And then if we push... This one is also the low priority belt. I think we move some of it in like so. So that some of this coal can take priority over some of the feeds, because the other further away coal patch is better. Yeah, we need to figure out where this steel build is going, and I am inclined to build it wider than 4 belts, but also not as... Yeah, let's just start smashing things in, I guess. I think we want to move... Like, this top one is still kind of special because the inserters are in a different place. We're going to leave it over there. I think we want to get another whole bank of this stuff like so. And the idea is, if we... Yeah, let's get this one back. I don't know if this is going to be processing enough steel, but also whatever we don't care. Oh yeah, also all of these guys are... Why is... How did we get... Oh yeah, because we're supposed to have... That was... Yeah, we have done this slightly wrong. It's fine. That was going to be the special case. We want to end with beacons at the top. So we want something that looks like this to go here. And then this one with its special power poles goes here. And we are beaconing everything. We have more power poles than we need through the middle. It's fine. Yeah, get rid of this one as well. This guy didn't get... Yeah, we haven't got the build that we need to on the other side, but it's fine. Is it... Yes. Except not the beacons, because the beacons are in a special place. Yeah, I am inclined to smash all of this thing in, have more than 4 belts of input space, so that when we beacon this, we can go further and harder. Why did we... Oh, interesting. We've... How have... Okay, so we... Was this never any good? How were we planning on powering these beacons. Interesting call. No big deal. We have fixed it, and then some on this side as well. Yeah, I do like the idea of being able to go to, like, leave for the mod planets, and where's some red belt that I can queue? Here's some red belt that I can queue. I was just looking at it. Yeah, I like the idea of being able to go to the mod planets and then still be improving other novice stuff with the upgrade planner while we are away. I think that's going to be a good plan. And then I think we also want down here. I have this power pole on the menu. So we can bring that in there just to get the build range in here. And then all of this got powered. We cannot tell. Yeah, here is. Oh really? We unpowered the steel buffer. Hilarious. You guys reconnect there. I don't know what you were ever doing, but don't worry about it. And then this is going to be... yeah, these guys aren't going to exist. This is going to be part of the steel feed. These two are going to need to be upgraded. Not this one. Like so, because we're going to be putting more stuff in here as well. And yeah, I think what we do is... This here is the... Yeah, because we've got some special cases on the outside, but most of the time we just want all of the beacons. This is going to put some... Did this put some power poles in silly places? It did not. Okay, so this is the air quotes internal structure. And now we should be able to grab this thing like so to get the input belts. And now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we want this thing here, but mirrored, and this might do some silly things with power poles. Do I care? Maybe I care. Is that in the right spot? It's in the right spot. Let's not have all of these power poles. And we have recovered... We haven't quite recovered the steel build. We need this guy to get in here like so. We want this one to get in here like so. Whatever, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I don't really mind. And then, yeah, we've got to figure out whether or not we actually have enough... Okay, other things we don't have at the moment are enough iron mining. What speed are these things running at? Speed 5.6 because you guys are getting... Oh, we set this up so the inner ones are getting 3 beacons and the outer ones are... Shouldn't they all be getting... Ah, no, because we've done this double input thing in the middle. This one doesn't actually hit this beacon here. Okay, in that case we can... Yeah, we can... I think we're going to be... prod modding the things that are making iron more because of how the speeds match. And then... Yeah, getting this steel... Getting this iron in here. And then also having some train stations... Here is maybe enough space for some train stations. I think that's going to work. And yeah, we should also integrate, yeah, figure out, it's from roughly here. Here is the line in which we need to pull all of this extra iron in. I think we go here, and that looks like it's going to kind of fit. And then we've got to have, yeah, we've got a belt here. This belt is not completely full. We have to manage these belts of stuff because they started off yellow and we now want them red. Wall getting destroyed, that's fine. Rubia Discovery is almost here, which is also very exciting. Yeah, I think we're just going to do a bit of a merge here, get the steel running again. Oh wait, you know what else we should do? We should go and blast the blue chips as well, because at this point, by hypothesis, we have as much of... Probably these are somewhat drained. These are somewhat drained, except we ran out of iron, which is fine. Yeah, okay. I think we keep the red belt inputs, and we actually use this deconstruction planner, which has a blacklist for all of the power grid bits, which means we can just... not the beacons. Oh, I cancelled the thing as well. I think we're going to go read the... We're going to go read the brief for the new planet. I think we want to just blast this whole thing. Yeah. So bots are going to have a good time. We haven't taken out any of the power grid. We need to redo all of this interface again. Do we actually want Coverx? Because the thing I am leaning towards is maybe actually lab research speed. Eremos Prime amateur biorecycling. I thought this was the recycling from Folgora and was confused, but it's not. This has come from the Derubia thing that we're about to look at. Instead of Coverx, which is fine, I think I wanted more bot speed. And then bot speed is purple and yellow, and also space science, all of which we have. We haven't really done anything with yellow science. It's just not as good as purple science to get after blue science now, and a lot of these are all locked down. Oh, we also... Okay, yeah. The other things that are going to be quite useful once we get into the... Yeah, once we get into exactly the train and bot stuff that we're thinking about is extra worker robots, yeah, extra grab size, extra robot cargo size, and then I think we can spread these around so that we are, okay, we are hitting purple a lot. What is a thing that, Military 4 is a thing that is not hitting purple research quite so much. So we've got, yeah, alternated purple and yellow, kind of a bit of military in here. Some of these are going to be quite slow ticks. All of those are going to be useful. Let's read about how do we get to see tips and tricks for planet briefing. Can I find the buttons that I usually accidentally press? Here we go. This is not the tips and tricks that it said for a planet briefing, but this is going to tell us a windy planet constantly bombarded by garbage. This is not the planet briefing. I wonder if we can find that. Let's first talk about the work we did with the ship to get here. Not here. This is garbage place. Oh wait, should we actually... Yeah, we're gonna go and I'm gonna go and connect up. We put a little bit of work into this between episodes. Overall, I'm pretty happy with where it is. Not much has changed. Yeah, this is the thing we looked at last time. We've got the nuclear power into 3 uncommon reactors. We've got 24 minutes-ish worth of steam if that's all running, but we've also got the solar panels. There were a couple of things we changed in here. We've got better inserters in some of these places. We're also only going to be putting iron in the hub if we've got less than a certain amount, but there are a variety of cases we're trying to find. Like if we've got not enough bullets, then just make bullets out of the iron. If we've got a surplus of iron, also make bullets up to some certain number. Maybe we're firing up iron to use for bullets. Maybe we're directly firing up bullets and those can get on the ammunition belt. Yeah, I can't really see where everything is without all the stuff on it. It's okay, we'll go and build it later. And yeah, this interface in here changed as well. We're crushing the various kinds of ice and carbon rocks we need for science. Some of them are heading straight through. We're trying to recycle out the rocks to go back through again. We've got some rear cover turrets. Actually, we need more rear cover turrets. But yeah, this bit in here changed. We're now unpacking science from the science build up to 40,000 units of space science, because why not? And then when that stops, that's also the signal we're using to take ice out and put it on the other side of the same belt that takes the carbon over to the fuel. Because I figured, hey, if we are if this science is backing up, we can just use the same crusher with the same prod mods to get value out of the ice. So that's how ice as a surplus is going to get over to the science, and then the water we're sending up. Do we... I think we actually want to downgrade... Like, I think we want to downgrade this assembler because 11 iron per second is already a lot. What about... Yeah, this one is also rare. I think we... Can we just... Maybe we just use the uncommon ones for the unbarreling as well, because that's also quite a lot of that stuff, and we've got some of it sitting around. 8 is 8, roughly ratioed to... These two are going to be roughly 5. There's going to be a bit more there. Maybe we could downgrade this again. We're going to leave that as an uncommon one. Yeah, and then it's also struck me that... Yeah, these combinators are the ones saying this giant loop of sushi around the outside, for which we are expecting quite a few rocks, because we can put quite a lot of rocks on this belt. If we move this guy a bit, then we could also pick out more of the iron rocks from the end of the iron ore belt, and then we could move this back. We could move this underground back in a way that creates space for 2 more solar panels, which I think I like. And then also we could get maybe 3 solar panels in here. If we move this guy down 2 squares, that's still going to work, and we can fit a solar panel in here as well. Yeah, and then get rid of some of... Actually, I think what we do here, we do want more random turrets just doing defensive work, and... Here is a nice place we can hang a turret. Yeah, we wanted you to be filled in with rear solar panels there, yeah. We're not necessarily going to be able to grab all the rocks that this guy shoots, but these gun turrets are just about protecting asteroids from floating in from the rear when we're stationary somewhere. All of these gun turrets are going to do all of the shooting work. So is that everything that I wanted to change on this side? Yeah, kind of, maybe, yeah. So we're taking the water out over to the drive section. Yeah, we were going to move this around as well. It's not completely good yet. Yeah, I've got a tank for each kind of fuel. We've gone a pretty normal thruster setup. This all looks kind of weird. Don't think about this being as the left and this being as the right and the entire ship being lopsided. Think of it as we're seeing the ship sideways and we're playing homeworld. The thrusters are at the top. We've got a big blade-shaped science ship, and all of these things are kind of on the side sticking out of the ship. Yeah, I was wondering if... Because here's the water pipe that's coming over from... Oh yeah, the other thing about this is we are now only running this up to 24,000, so that there's always going to be headroom in these tanks for this ice melting. Yeah, this belt here is the one that runs through with the extra science ingredients. Well, yeah, the ice and the carbon we're taking out of science. The one below that is the one that runs all the way around that we're checking asteroids. We are again buffering a bunch of asteroids, and I think that I like the way that this works a whole lot, in that the first iron we grab will go into these... Yeah, we were going to move all of this, weren't we? Yeah, these guys that are cooking iron that will eventually make its way back into the hub, either to be used as iron or to be used as bullets, and also doing fuel stuff. And then further along this belt, we get to where we're using iron for, yeah, more bullets and also space science. So I like that way that prioritizes. I was going to move this by... I think 2 squares? Yeah, one of the things I was considering was flipping this around, because then this water interface is super easy to do, but I think we don't do that because I still like how these tanks are set up. So we're going to have... Yeah, continue to have water at the top. All of these guys I wanted to move... Can I move... Okay, we're going to do the tanks later, because I wanted to move all these guys over by... Okay, we missed. We've got to get that inserter on the side as well. Yeah, I wanted to move this over so that this inserter hits this thing, and also so that we can have an inserter kick things out to here, and then this inserter can be looking for actually exactly these. Yeah, so this other crusher... Maybe we get enough rocks to be running this and the other simultaneously. It depends on, I mean, we're probably pulling a lot, I mean, it is a lot of grabbers, it probably works, they're just regular commonality grabbers, hopefully it works. But yeah, some of the iron ends up on this belt, and then we've got to run that into, yeah, reasons why we wanted to move all of these engines over as well. Was it, it's going to be here, isn't it? And these also move over by 2. I don't know what that thing is doing underneath. Fine. And then, wait, no, oh yeah, these belts are also the things that needed to move over by 2 in a way that we've kind of broken it here, but it's probably fine. Put this back. That one goes this way. This one goes this way. And that means that we can take from... Oh no, this one's taking from the middle. Does it have to? This guy's kicking out 12. These guys are moduled the same as... Okay, let's do this the other way around. The little trick of how fast are you going. Give you a little piece of time. That will update the recipe and tell me that you're using 2.2, which means that this guy's kicking out 12, so roughly 10 of it is going over here. Slightly more than that's going over here. Yeah, we can do this as well for the purposes of not losing... I mean, it doesn't really matter. The iron that would be backed up here would be a couple of units of iron, which is not really something we want to worry about. How did we drop that guy off? Or did we delete it because the platform was getting deleted? Who knows? Whatever, we're not going to worry about it. This is going to get through here. We're going to have space for more solar panels in here. Is that true? That is... I think that is going to be true, because I think we're going to pull this back 1 tile, because we've got to connect it to the water here. The tanks we wanted to put back because they were part of the plan. Here and... here is also where a tank goes. Give you that, give you this, connect that up. Have we... I think we should move the engines 1 square over further? Whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be fine. It's going to do a thing. Yeah, so we've got the water processing through here. We've got the iron on the other side of this thing coming back. We've got these guys getting iron from an additional source, and it should all be fine. This is far more inserters than we need. Whatever, we're not going to worry about it. I think one of the things I dislike is the way this belt is just like boring and square, and I'm also wondering about whether or not we can fit in... We're going to need some more guns just covering the rest of this ship somewhere. Oh wait, we were also going to move this guy down 2 tiles to here so we could get more solar panels in here. And then let's patch this up again. And then I also wanted to figure out where we could get... oh wait, do you move up so that we can move this back by several, and then we can also have a gun turret in here just to do the defensive cover work, and then these guys can disappear. So we are adequately protected on this side. The engines are going to need some cover. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. I figured if we've going to have all this space, we may as well also just slap another 8 units of storage on this thing, because we're going to need a lot of science, and we're going to need to move science around other planets as well. And the water, I think, is the last thing that we have not yet connected, so let's just smash that in. And we need... Could we move all of this over by 1? Because if we can, we've got our choice of, especially if we can do this belt differently, we could have potentially, maybe it's got to go this way, we can get another 2 belts of water in here, but I'm not sure that's going to do, like this one is going to be a pain to get this iron out. Whereas this could all just be you know, here's another space where, whatever, don't worry about it, it's going to be fine. Yeah, this one we just broke, so we want to move this one here and this one here, but now we've also got the same problem that there's going to be some iron over here. Can we? Whatever, it's going to be fine. We don't need to worry about it. We should put some guns on the back of this thing. In particular, we've got gun coverage here, and this is the belt with the ammo, so if we moved this over a little, then we could have a gun turret in here, and grab ammunition from the belt, and that's going to defend the gun turret from the back. And then, can we get, I mean, this spot here looks, okay, it did look like a really good spot for a gun turret, or we could move the solar panel back, but even moving the solar panel back, we can't really get enough space in here for some gun turrets, which is a little bit of a shame. I think a thing we do for the engines is we have ourselves a gun turret where we can go here and, okay, it's going to be move these guys over slightly, gun turret here, get rid of this tile, and now we can have bullets in here and bullets over here, and we have added double gun turret protection for the engines that are quite important. This space here, I guess we're also going to go gun turret here is a place where it fits. So now we've got a little bit of extra protection on the fuel and engine side of the business. And I think we maybe have a ship that we're pretty happy with. I think, actually, how many gun turrets of different qualities are we using? 63 regular, 12 uncommon, 8 rare. Okay, fine. How many solar panels are we using? 46 rare. I don't think we have that many, but I'm pretty sure we already sent up a bunch of the uncommons. So I'm going to put in the places where we might lose them. I mean, this is still... Actually, this water line here is pretty important, but we can afford to lose it if we have another tank over here, because we can still process out ice cubes, we've still got places where fuel can go, we've still got a water storage if in the weird circumstance that we lose. I mean, are we covered here now? Yeah, we do still kind of want a gun turret in here somewhere, don't we? Okay, I guess we just do that. I guess we just go, here's a thing. This belt here, yeah, it's going to be exactly the same pattern as this guy. We can't hide it in... Yeah, because it's just iron on the other belt. It's not actually a thing. I guess that means we put another... I mean, we don't have to, but this means with this much solar power around, with all of this stuff, we're going to get more than the 24 minutes of this tank of water into these exchanges, into this fuel stuff, because a lot of the power load is going to be taken up by the solar, depending on where we are, which I think is fine. Let's get rid of some of this blinking, because the gun turrets are still complaining about stuff. Do we have... So now we have full coverage, we have full defensive coverage on the ship. We've got this plan where the quality gun turrets out the front are shooting the medium asteroids, and then also the smalls if they appear, and we're expecting the gun turrets behind them to pick up all the smalls, which I think I like. I think we are mostly ready to go with this ship, and yeah, we've got a way to eject any asteroids that are in the hub onto the belt, which will immediately go into the science. Yeah, I think we blueprint this thing and build it. So we have a blueprint for what we are calling the rock dozer, because it's going to drive through space and pick up all the rocks and do the space science. Yeah, I changed a couple of things afterwards. We did figure out how to get 2 tanks in here with a different little bit of underground belt. Some of these solar panels moved so we could have more heat storage. There's a circuit condition on the belt of ammunition coming out of the hub. So this we can get around to... There was actually something else I wanted to do first, wasn't there? Yeah, and the tech has renormalized and reapproached reality because we are no longer in the editor mode, but we are not getting the iron through, perhaps unsurprisingly, because we gave bots all of these jobs, and they're busy doing that instead. So I think we try and do a cheeky thing. I think we shift delete all of this stuff so as to not delete it, and then see whether bots pick up all of the iron ore belt jobs. And while we're waiting for that, I guess, let's have a look at the space map, because that's a thing we can do now. There are a lot more planets, solar system edge, there's, yeah, just a lot more stuff going on that we're all going to have to go to. Rubia we've gone to, no, as in we have researched the tech for, but there isn't, like, I'm not seeing a direct path from Narvis to Rubia, so hopefully we can get there without already having gone to Glebra or Vulcanus, because we're not doing that yet. And yeah, these are all the places we will eventually go. There's some topology. Okay, let's go back to Novice and see whether or not we do have construction bots free. Can we now go Control Z and go back to deleting all the things we were trying to delete, but in a way that means that yeah, these bots are probably going to be in different places when I was considering reconnecting the Zion. Yeah, we should now have all of the jobs upstream of this thing, getting that stuff done. And yeah, efficiency modules going into mining drones and these guys taking, yeah, that's all doing what it needs to. Okay, the thing I was going to do is, on the rock dozer, have a copy of this blueprint. I don't really mind which one of these, but is just going to be space platform and storage bays, and maybe also the uncommon solar panels, for which we are going to then delete everything from the blueprint, even the rare solar panels, I think, that is not one of these types of things. Wait, what else were we waiting for? Storage bays, platform, that was it. All of this stuff can go. Or maybe we also leave the hub, with the result that this thing here should be the footprint that we need to build, and I'm happy sending all of this stuff up automatically. And the idea of this is we can take the rock dozer skeleton, we can take this blueprint, actually, yeah, let's go up to Argoroth. Yeah, you're not going to need any of these parts. And then, do we have enough? We don't really have enough space to be launching all this stuff up, but it's fine. We can just drop all the space science, because I am aware that we are trying to do space science. Yeah, we are trying to move the space science ship around while also doing quite a lot of research that needs space science. And I think we do then just get in here and start to blast stuff, which is going to make the ship unhappy. It's going to make the space science unhappy. Not that. We specifically did not want to be... Okay, let's try that again. We didn't want to be deleting any of the... Yeah, we didn't want to be deleting any of the storage, because the storage is pretty important for making everything else fit. And now, because we maybe would have had enough space if we had dropped all that space science down. It's fine, we can have more space science. Okay, because we actually want... I should have put it on the toolbar. This skeleton we want to put here. And we do want to be auto-requesting build materials at this point. And yeah, we should have, probably we haven't, yeah, this is nearly 3,000 platform. I think we're probably good. We're losing some walls, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to build this out. We're going to launch up some of this stuff. I don't know if we have, yeah, so things like, this one, things like the belts, the inserters, I'm happy sending all of these things up. Even... yeah, we don't have this many Prod Mod 2 sitting around yet, do we? I'm happy sending all of those things up in bulk, whereas, yeah, even power poles, whereas I think the thrusters, the nuclear stuff, the high-quality gun turrets and furnaces, and I think I want to count those because we don't have many of them, whereas a lot of the stuff, even stack inserters, even cargo bays, because we're thinking about taking this ship to another planet and starting stuff there, we are pretty happy sending up a lot of more. But I think I need to go and count a bunch of stuff now. Okay, all of this is kicking off, which is good. We still have no bots free because we're tearing down the other thing. That means that we will have restarted solar panel production, which is good. And yeah, the issue down here, one of the issues down here is we're not really getting enough. I was going to put recycling here as well, wasn't I? I was going to do large numbers of these things differently. Okay. Yeah, first of all, I have a number of things I want to do in here with the purple science. First of all, let's just have a recycling system for productivity modules so that any modules that get replaced in any other builds also end up in the purple science, because I think we are going to be short of purple science. We downgraded these. We could upgrade these again, couldn't we? What kind of... We have 21. I did not realize we had this many just extra high quality modules sitting around. Does that mean you also get a beacon? I think it does. Does that mean... Okay, we're not going to upgrade these things prod mods yet, because first of all, we've just sped up these ones on the right, and second of all, there's a number of places we want prod modules. Yeah, this is unhappy because now that we have got this running again, we aren't getting as many green chips through, which means we're not using these modules. And the thing we want to do is, I've said module upgrade facility before, and I think part of what that wants to do, yeah, even the beacons, we're not making enough beacons. I think the thing we want to do there is turn... Where is it? It's all the way down here? I guess we could just be doing this with bots then, as we have here. We have... This is also where we are doing some upgrades, which I think we're fine with, because those modules are going to be helpful. Why is that an attack that was queued somewhere? Whatever. I think the thing we want to do is we want to continue this blue belt through... And then, yeah, continue through this belt of blue chips. And then also have... So we've got this belt of green chips here. You guys are going to be complaining about not having the right kind of chips, but I think we wanted to reorganize all of this. Maybe even getting... Do I have grenades? I do have grenades. Oh, I've got poison capsules. Poison capsules are even better for clearing trees out the way, because they don't make any of the bots or belts unhappy. That make the UPS unhappy, apparently. Okay, so that coal vent is still doing what it should. Why? Why? Okay, whatever. Yeah, we would like to get... Because the thing is through... Okay, let's also have... Maybe I should... Oh no, the red belt's not by the mall, is it? Why? Unclear why we're having UPS problems. Okay, because if we have a splitter, say, here, then we could in fact have... Oh, this is going to be... Is this going to be red belt? So here is a belt of red... Oh wait, how many more train stations do we need to get in here? Maybe I think we should go... Okay, let's change our mind about this again and just do it very similarly, but somewhere else. Because I don't know how many more train stations we want to be fitting through here, and maybe it is in fact some. Okay, so red... Yeah, belt here. And we are interested in being able to use an entire red belt of these. Are we? Is this stuff... I've got some of these. I thought I had... Oh no, I've got twos. Whatever. I think... What did I just do there? Whatever. I think we're going to blast all of this stuff out of the way. And we are going to start again on a module upgrade facility. Probably in space, we have fully built this thing. Maybe I should go and count the entities we need for the blueprint before... Yeah, maybe we should actually do that first, given that that's done. Now, I still want to get these modules running, yeah. Because this is tied to several things. One of the things being over here... We are still making different kinds of modules, and I don't think we need to. I think we could have all of these things just being red chips, but then also less of them, and then also upgrading... Yeah, I think the ones on the end we're just not going to need by the time we upgrade all of these, because this is for a productivity bonus, of which I don't think we are... Yeah, let's just get rid of all of this side of things. Let's even pull it back to, say, here, and just presume that the increased pace of the upgraded assemblers we're about to put here will take care of it, because we've still got all these beacons. We also, once those go in, would like more efficiency upgrades. Prod mods are kind of an efficiency upgrade. Yeah, I think we are then going to also need to make sure that we do get all of these belts of things full. And I think we want to go here. Okay, let's have 2 speed, 2 prod. I don't know if that's going to be enough. We're not going to worry about it. Bots will have all of these things. It's going to be fine. Okay, so we've got a way to get... Oh, do we actually have enough copper coming through here? Is a good question. These things are fast. Yeah, I think we are going to struggle for the amount of copper we're getting through here as well, because we also only have... Maybe that's enough copper miners, but they are going to run down. Oh well. Yeah, I think we should have enough plastic. I don't know if we've got enough gas. We're not going to worry about it, but the idea is these modules we will no longer do here. We will put all the red chips on a train. We will also blast... Yeah, we got some of these, but not all of these interfaces. It's fine. Bots are still very happy with jobs. We are still we're not even asking for for upgraded prod bots. Okay, wild. Okay, let's also get a little bit more space through here, and then this spot is somewhere we can have a more actual, like, dedicated module construction in a way that I am maybe happy with. Maybe. What happens if we... Okay, so if we're doing... not like that. If we're doing, say, prod mod into prod mod 2, first of all, these ratios are not great. So I think we're going to go prod mod into prod mod 2. So the other aspect of this is we definitely want... where are some good quality prod mods that we should be able to grab? Yeah, give me these quality prod mods. We should definitely be able to get all of these prod mods at quality. But the thing is, if we get these ones at quality, we're getting a pile more prod mod 1s, which is great. The thing we would not be getting are quality red and blue chips that would allow us to upgrade all of the prod mod 1s that we... Yeah, the medium... quality prod mod ones that we're putting around the place, and I think we would like to do that. Can you go out here, also out, but then I guess we're going in like this, because this means we can have... Yeah, so I was trying to figure out where... Have we left enough? We've left enough for a couple of train stations. It's going to be fine. Okay, so this is where red and blue chips can go. We can now have all of these guys making the different kinds of things. It's going to be fine. We can have these guys here, and then getting in a chest, and then only taking out the common prod mods. Do I even want to be doing this for prod mod upgrades? I think I probably do. Although it's still a little bit weird, because I would also like to be figuring out a way to get the higher quality prod mods also upgraded. Okay, but the idea here is we've now got a pattern that we can somewhat use, except, say, speed module, because we're going to need these. And then also, say, speed module 2, and do these. And then maybe we should also have... Oh, let's have... Can you... Okay, no, we can't actually... Okay, we're just going to have several boxes of these things. It's going to be fine. Okay, the other thing we don't have here is any kind of recycling pattern. So I think this box, if we are... Oh, no, wait, we're recycling prod mods into the purple science. It's this box here that needs to be a storage box for speed modules, so that any speed modules we take out of builds, in particular when we get upgrades, can be turned into higher quality speed mods. Okay, so we've got a way of getting all of these modules done, which is fine. Oh wait, the other thing we did want to do is we wanted to be able to take, this is still red belt, which is fine. We were complaining about the purple science not having the green chips it needs, and these are the green chips from a train, and this belt exactly here, this has worked out okay enough, I guess, is exactly where we want the green chips to be. And then we're going to take a yellow belt from here. The beacons are going to get them as well. This guy's going to turn, not there, here. And that should get modules into purple science again. Okay, the thing I want to check is, why was that UPS bumper thing? Down here somewhere, in our generic storage, do we have prod mods which I want to bounce into? I'm not seeing any common prod mods over here. Oh yeah, because they would have already gone to the existing module upgrade thing. Okay, did we have modules in the red chips that I wanted to bounce? Only a couple. Okay, so this is not getting us... Okay, maybe this is getting us a bit of purple science. Still worried about the rate at which they were making purple science. That's all fine. I'm also seeing a decent number of upgraded prod mods. So I think the other thing we're going to do, because we can, is... Yeah, this upgrade planner wants to change prod mod 1s of any quality to prod mod 1s uncommon, because we've got a whole lot of these guys sitting around, and a place where we would enjoy that is all of this steel, which is... Yeah, so the ones making steel have a bit of a speed boost as well. The ones just making iron have 2 of those. We hopefully have enough of those sitting around. Bots are not even complaining about not having those. Bots are also not complaining about having... We've finished the solar build? Okay, I didn't realize we had finished the solar build. Oh, that was another thing, wasn't it? The other realization was, if we don't have... If the rock dozer is not using high quality assemblers, it's only using the medium quality assembler 3s, we've got a couple of... How are we not connected to this? Ah, it's not we don't have enough... Yeah, it's that bots aren't asking for them because we still don't have bots free because we're still tearing down the other smelting. That is understandable. Okay, maybe we don't have enough modules then. Oh, well, never mind. The thing I wanted to do was, yeah, in here we've got... Actually, 2. I didn't realize these numbers were going to work out so well. I think we would like to have the solar panels going a little bit faster, because continuing to kick out all these solar panels will be nice. We've actually got a lot of rare solar panels. That's nice. Okay, time to go and send... Is it time to go and send them some things up to a platform? Do we have all of this working? Oh, wait, no, because bots... The exact same collection of bots are not doing anything. Okay, I think I'm going to go and do that. Okay, we've got most of the stuff we need. We've got a reactor for each of these ships, because we're eventually going to turn them both into the thing, but we're also mostly prioritizing stuff that Aragoth needs, because that's the initial build. And yeah, uncommon beacons came out of the smelting over here, so these are just also regular, which is good, because we need a regular smelting pattern to put back where the blue science is. The purple science is... Maybe we could actually be... Yeah, okay, let's actually be getting the rest of these prod mods in here now, because we can, and then we apparently don't have the rare speed modules yet, which means... Oh wait, we could probably take these to speed module 2s, right? Because we probably have the speed module 2s sitting around over here in the module build we just made. But yeah, let's... Wait, did I also see... Why are you not running? Furnaces. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a little bit of an issue. I think we're just going to need to work, because this is side loading on the same side. We want it to be on a different place. So if we had it, say, here, and then I think we just cut this box and put it here and don't even worry about it, and we can redo the storage later, and this has got the filter it needs. And are we going to, is that going to give us some problems down this end? No, because we've still got furnaces on the other side of the belt here, so even the prod mods that roll past, these guys who are still waiting for their module upgrades will... maybe I want the module upgrades... Maybe I want these uncommon 2s in space first? Maybe. You also can just get out of here, thanks. Maybe I should pull some of the... Are the yellow signs, are they on uncommon 2s? Some of them are. I think I want all of these modules back, because also, yeah, the purple science is currently not running because... Why aren't we even making these? Oh, is it pipes again? Are we not making enough pipes? We are not making enough pipes, and we're using all the pipes over here. We should maybe be upgrading also some of this belt. This one here looks like it can upgrade. A lot of this stuff looks like it can upgrade. That maybe solves the pipes issue. And then I do want... Do I have... My bots are not really in a position to do this. Yeah, let's just kick the other bit of the build off. Okay, so let's not auto-request. If we're going to kick the bit of the build off, then maybe what I should do is have the blueprint for the build in my hand when we go to the space platform. Why are you... Do we have some platform in the wrong place? Now we've got to go back and get this blueprint again. That cool buttons. Yeah, if you queue a blueprint, you just pick up any blueprint in your library rather than the one that you actually wanted. So that's somewhat unhelpful. Yeah, let's force this guy in. We turned off the auto build, but we should have... Yeah, I believe that we should be in a position to turn on the auto build and find a bunch of things that, yeah, thrusters we've now built. We're emptying out the storage quite nicely, and all of the rest of these, actually I think what we want to do first is just downgrade these to regular speed modules, because does that... Yeah, because we're not going to have these uncommon speed modules. We're not even going to have a whole lot of these just regular speed module 2s, but the rest of the stuff I am just happy to ship up as soon as... And then any surplus can also just be things that we use on the next planet when we go there. The problem is... Okay, yeah, also let's maybe not have any of this at all yet, because we are going to have some power grid problems if any of that kicks on. In fact, if any of this stuff kicks on, we are also still going to have some power grid... Actually, we can get rid of these beacons for the moment, can't we? We're still going to have rock issues, but whatever, yeah, because we also need to think about barreling water and also sending up nuclear fuel. So I guess let's... Actually, the first thing to do is Novice. I want to check in with the nuclear fuel build and see whether... Okay, we do have fuel cells accumulating here, which I think the first thing we're going to do means let's reserve a couple of other spicy fun rocks for doing Covarex things, but then we do have enough nuclear fuel sitting around to go... yeah, we're going to have a new group of supply issues. That's going to be the things we need to keep the ship running, for which we're going to want... How many? I think we probably want 10 of these, but then we're going to ship up an entire... Oh yeah, we need to change the silos around as well. Oh, then that's why we're not... Yeah, because we were using all of these silos to fire up... yeah, we were using all of these silos to fire up particularly counted things, whereas at this point we just want to send up, you know, whatever they need. Get on with that, it's going to be fine. We should go back to changing these requests, because we wanted uranium fuel cells, but we also want to do a trick where we go depleted uranium fuel cells, import from Novice, but both of these numbers being 0, which means that we will vent depleted fuel cells to novice, which is the plan. And then we also want water barrels. Water barrels are gonna be a problem because, yeah, water barrels and then also empty barrels doing the same trick, venting them to novice. Because, yeah, let's have a look at these things. Water barrels, 100 barrels per rocket launch, each of which gives us 50 water, so that's 5,000 water per launch. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35 rockets worth of water barrels to launch to fill this system. So that's going to be an issue. The second thing being, and we actually have a ton of storage, so this is not going to really be a problem, the more water we send up here, like we're going to need to make sure. There's kind of two things. There's a bunch of things going on. There's, depending on how many water barrels we send up, this is how many, like for just this, we already need 4 rockets from Novice, but also saying 36 means if we had 3 silos, or if we had 12 silos, we would need 3 full cycles of water delivery in order to get this going, which is a little bit of a concern. So I think this is all just going to be buffer. We are not going to be able to run this ship, because this is like also a scheduling thing. It's how many, yeah, how far can this ship go before this water runs us out of power and out of ability to make fuel. But I think that's because we need 35 launches of water barrels to fill this up is going to be a problem. But also, I think we're going to, because this is only unloading 10 per second, which means that if we had those 12 silos, this would take 2 minutes to unbarrel all of that water, which means I think this limit here, because this is already what? This is 4... Yeah, I think we're going to bump this up to 600. I think the getting enough water barrels in here is going to be a major issue. What else did we want up here? I don't know that we wanted anything else up here. The Space Mall is going to want more stuff as well, but whatever, don't worry about it. And we are fully built other than... Oh, we've also got... Oh no, these are Module 2s, yeah. We are fully built other than the space that we took out. Yeah, the space science that we took out, because we are not at reactor temperature yet. Are we at least getting some of these guys delivered? On the way, 10. So we are getting the nuclear fuel? Yeah. We need to be putting... We actually need to be doing a bunch of things. We need to be putting water in barrels, which is going to have to happen somewhere. And why is there... Oh no, this is a lubricant line, isn't it? This is not water. The other thing we wanted to do is... All of these guys are more or less running now. Why are you... Steel, I said I wanted one of each module instead of... Yeah, I think we want more steel in here. I mean, we are still running down this buffer, and that was always the plan. But if we have... So these are crafting speed 5. If these were crafting speed 6, they would be 3 times the normal speed, for which we need 24 of these things to deplete a yellow belt. So we would need 8, but we're also got a red belt. So this is... I'm talking myself into this not being enough for the red belt of input, which we can also definitely see because it's not all moving. So let's do... Yeah, let's put this here and put this here and here. And do a nasty thing that's just gonna push some more steel into these other lanes. And I'm thinking maybe later we can upgrade... Yeah, upgrade the modules, upgrade the beacons, upgrade... Probably not upgrade the furnaces. The other thing I did want to do is, like, this space here looks like it's about the right size for another entire input. So if we grab, would it be this much of a thing? I think so, because we want to overwrite these... Yeah, we want to blast the beacons and the belt on the side, because there's a different undergrounds pattern, and then this should line up here, and we should be able to get another build in, and so then I guess we can have this guy running out. something like this. Although the thing that also strikes me, I don't know that we're putting steel in the logistics network, and we might need to. So let's grab one of these weird looking things and just drop it here. What is your limit? Because we also could be... Actually, this is the place I want to do it. I don't think I would do it here at all. I think I want to put steel in the logistics network. I don't even remember what we wanted steel in the logistics network for. There was something we were trying to build with robots. Yeah, down here strikes me as a much better place to be trying to put... Where is... yeah, okay, whatever. Where is a box that I can... Okay. We cannot queue boxes. That is not within our skill set right now. We could put this guy here. I think that's going to be a good place. I'm going to continue to drive through here, probably. That sounds like the sort of thing I would do. Have we limited this to a sensible amount? We have not. Okay, so now we can send steel up, which is pretty good. I think water-wise, there should be... Yeah, water's actually getting all the way up here. Oh, hey. Look at this right here. We've got steel on a belt. We've got water that's right here. We are going to want a lot of this. Have we at least got full build going? We are still waiting for Prod Mod 2s, gun turrets, and we're also going to need better gun turrets when we get... not better gun turrets, better Prod Mods when we put the science build back. But we are starting to put heat in these guys, which is fine. Okay, and then how many bullets do we have on the belt? We've already got the 600 bullets on the belt that we want, which is why this belt is stopped. So we can just use this to fill up on emergencies, which is fine. Okay, let's start to send up some barreled water. We are going to need a large amount of barreled water. I think here is a place that I am thinking about doing a thing. I guess this also means not there. I don't really want to build on the... I'm not actually super opposed to building on the stone. I don't really care, but this position here will let us go 2 inserters here and then 2 inserters here. This is just landmines or something, isn't it? Yeah, because we want barrels here. Barrels. Empty barrel. Make an empty barrel. Can you take prod mods? Why can barrels take prod mods? Okay, whatever. We're going to save a bit of steel. We're going to ask for a bunch of uncommon prod mods in here, and then this is going to be the water barreling. When I find water, fill water barrel. Yes. We're going to move this around a bit. I think we still only do this with one... Wall. I think we still only do this with one assembler, but the thing I want to make sure we do is we have a lot of space for both request chests and also storage chests. And I think we do just need to fill all of these up because we are talking ourselves into needing a lot of water for the plan with... the launch. And okay, so these guys are going to request empty barrels, and we're going to want a lot of empty barrels, say 300 empty barrels each. Yeah, you guys just go and grab any empty barrels that you find. We're going to want them, and then you don't get steel. Not that one. All of these, you only get steel if the empty barrels, hydrogen barrels, empty barrels are equal to... Oh, nope, that's not what we wanted. These guys equal to 0. No filters, don't worry about it. Yeah. So, we want to basically straight up fill all 3 of these, which is still only going to be... Well, okay, this is going to be 1,200 barrels, which is going to be fine. It's going to be a lot, but then also we can push this out to 400 barrels. The idea is we don't want to be making, like, we're going to want a lot of barrels to make all this happen. we are running this at the speed of making these barrels, which I am fine with. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of barrels, but once we start getting the barrels back down from the ship, we want to be reusing those barrels, but also having a lot of places for those barrels to go, because we're going to have a lot of barrels before we... Yeah, we'll make barrels if we don't need them. There we go. We're starting to send that stuff up, which is great. Okay, if we're starting to send water up, and this guy is pretty much at temperature, then I think we want to be looking at dropping the builds back in, which means I think I want to be... Yeah, I've got these productivity modules. Do you guys happen to have down here any number of prod mods? You do. Okay, give me all these prod mods, because we are going to again do a cheeky thing where... Do we have... Yeah, this is going to be prod mod 2s of any quality, down to prod mod 1s, which I have. Don't worry, we're going to immediately reprod mod these things again, but also in the time when you're not really running, give me these back. Cool, get this wood out of my inventory. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff that probably could just go in general storage. Why have I got so many chem plants? Whatever, things we're not going to worry about. Okay, so I've got... How many prod mods? We needed 32 uncommon prod mods. Okay, I think I'm going to go and get some from Purple Science as well, because we nearly have the number we want. And also, probably should take these modules over to... Oh yeah, and then the other thing that we completely forgot about, which I was going to put in the rocket with the other stuff that we didn't, the wall. So you'd have all of... That's not what I wanted. Cool. You guys get in here. Where did the rest of... Oh, how did they go on the ground? What do you... Oh, because I got a stack of these things. That is... I've never managed to throw things on the ground this way. So I put 2 of the upgraded modules in here. These 2 rare ones went in my inventory, and that meant when I deselected them, the rest of these modules that we wanted to send in the air fell on the ground instead. Hilarious. Yeah, we also want to send up a whole lot of uncommon wall. That's kind of the point of this thing. Okay, I'm going to go get the other modules. We've got all the modules we want. We've added a request for walls. These walls we're going to deal with later. The first thing we're going to do is, remember that we've got the blueprint on the surface. We had a bunch of gun turrets on our person, which I'm hoping the bots turn up and just repair. Is everyone... Maybe we do need... Oh no, we actually need to make more repair packs for that, don't we? Oh well, never mind. Let's get the space science build in here, and then let's also remember that the plan was to downgrade some of these modules because we don't necessarily have the uncommons yet. Maybe we should. And are we actually operational? Or no, we need regular beacons. Why are we not... Did we not get a shipment of regular beacons? Why did they turn off the auto construction? Whatever. Beacons are also a thing that I'm happy to just have a bunch of to take to the next planet to do helpful stuff, so that's cool. Why did we also... because when I pasted in the blueprint, we no longer had these active requests, and we've also blasted the request that was going to be the supply issues request, which is where we added the wall to. And yeah, the wall is going to go basically in front of all of these turrets, and I think we put it in between everything here as well, and I think we move some of these inserters so I can feel better about having... Like, this wall should not matter, but it is going to be a thing that I will feel better about. Or we've also got to get the rest of the gun turrets up here before we can even get ammo loaded into everything, which is fine and great. Okay, maybe. We should be able to drop a number of these things and have bots pick them up and put them in storage, and a bit of damage there is fine. Okay, so we're going to need to make repair packs. We're going to need to take repair packs as well. We are still just going to be fully caching water barrels for a while. Science is doing a thing. Okay, great. Next thing is, yeah, how many gun turrets do we have? I think we are good for the number of gun turrets we need for a second ship, which next to modules was a thing we were wondering about. So I think at this point we can get all of this stuff out the way, and there shouldn't be too much in here, but the idea is we can take this back to a normal looking smelt lane. Yeah, with what modules do we have in here? We have an uncommon one. I think we want to go to a regular speed module 2. Regular speed module 2, rare efficiency? Sure, cool. We can use all the uncommon efficiencies in space. That seems to be what we like better. So the question is, are we making... Oh, this is going to get faster, isn't it? Because we've just put a better module in it. But we are making 1.3 plates per second. So if we have 10 of these in a row, we have 12 of these in a row. That is going to be enough to saturate a red belt, because we need 15 on either side. So this is in fact, yeah, the thing I was thinking about is how big does an electric smelt column with beacons in the middle, specifically these beacons, need to be in order to be a full smelt column, because the thing we want to do is rebuild the blue chips that we just broke. So you guys get all your stuff in there. Yeah, this whole quality metals thing, maybe we get rid of. I mean, there's other... I think also, because I'm aware that this quality rabbit hole is a thing that we can just dive into and struggle to recover from. Yeah, you guys get all your stuff, you guys get all your stuff. Okay, so we're setting this back to normal. We might end up with some quality stuff falling through here in a way that I kind of don't care about. Don't worry about it. Oh wait, how many is this? 14? We don't need this one at all, and we don't need this. And then, did we actually copy these? These have got the module 2s. Module 2s in here. Good. Okay, so this is... Yeah, this top one is the pattern that we want. It has the... We don't want the logistic storage on the end, but we want more or less all of this, and we want it over here. And maybe it fits. Do we have resilient power networks? We do, which means we can just make sure this guy is powered and then blast everything out of the middle and hope that... Oh yeah, let's get rid of all of these power poles too. Because except... Okay, let's get rid of all of these guys. Actually, we can repower this rubber pole when we put the smelting down. It's going to be fine. Yeah, we're going to attempt to run in a pretty normal way the power grid through the smelt blocks. And the smelt blocks are this big. And we will need 4... No, it was 4, 5, 6. 6 iron and 5 copper? I guess so, because the only thing we're making here is green chips, and when we add the productivity, we get a lot more... Yeah, 6 belts of copper. Okay, let's hope these fit, I guess. These are slightly wider than the other belts, aren't they? Okay, so we're going to start over here, because this is the area that is more constrained with the rail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... And then we need one more on the end, which will fit. All we have to do is just get rid of this rubber port. I hope it will fit. We also need to do this again because there are some more poles on the way. Okay, where is this thing? 5, and we are not on top of the copper, which is great. So there's some plugging stuff in here to do. I'm not super concerned about that. We're going to do that later. There's some more plugging stuff in here to do as well. Let's go and check whether or not this guy is actually working. And it's not, because we need 3 more gun turrets. What a disappointment. I was really hoping those were all going to have gone up already, but never mind. Yeah, I'm not going to need quite so many of these anymore. And I've got a pile of damaged ones as well. Cool. Okay. That should get us... Did we set all of these guys back to automatic? Yes, good. And we are mostly just delivering barreled water, which is fine. Okay, and because the thing that I wanted to do... Like this... Let's get rid of that. This modules build is now banging out the modules, except we don't have the gas, which is not super surprising. We have the oil, it's just not having enough refineries. So I think we go speed, prod. We could even give these upgrade modules. I think we're going to upgrade these modules in a bit, but not yet. And then here we can also just go speed, prod. There's no rotations in here where we can just, yeah, assign these modules in. Actually, this one is already... This one, because we already have a speed 1 here, we can ask for a module upgrade in a way that won't... Okay, so I think we can come back later and upgrade all those modules again. I think in particular we probably have the speed modules to... Yeah, these guys are fine. Or maybe we want to... Plastic is pretty important as far as an output goes, doesn't it? We can not worry about reflections or rotations here either, and just upgrade all of these. Did we ever upgrade the sulfur? Sulfur, where are you? Sulfur never got module upgrades, which is a thing we're just going to bang in here, and then acid also uses a lot of material if we ever get around to it. Okay, so that's all fine. We are disabled by control behavior. These guys should have a large number of barrels in. Yeah, we're just pumping out all these barrels now. It's fine. That is what we wanted it to do. Cool. In space, are we fully built? We are fully built. We are making science. We are... Oh, because when we added this belt, we blasted... Okay, so let's have this guy down 1. This guy inserting here instead. And because we might need more bullets, we can give this guy a second way to get bullets. And... Did we have leftover gun turrets? We've got another leftover 9 gun turrets. I think that means we upgrade some of these guys in the middle. And I also kind of want to take off the filter from the second row, but we're going to see how we go. Oh yeah, you're going to struggle to leave, aren't you? Even if we try to add... Can we actually add Ruby as a station? We're just going to go time past, but we're also just going to kick this ship out a little. We're probably waiting for rockets to arrive, yeah. Don't be asking for any more of that stuff. This is actually possibly also an issue that will plague this particular ship. Although we have launched everything we need to be... Okay, we've also got so much iron here. We've got 1,000 iron, we've got a ton of space. So, you guys are going to go up to 2,000 iron, because iron is a cool thing that we like to be able to grab. And then these guys can go up to, say, 60,000 space science? And I'm still not completely sure that running this guy off the space science trigger is what we want to be doing, but we're going to do it anyway. Like, maybe we should tie it to... Actually, yeah, definitely. Instead of tying it to here, we should tie it to here? I think if we can not go through the... Yeah, if we can not go through the pole, that would be preferred, because are we ever having... Oh, we're never having ice or carbon in the hub anymore, are we? So that's fine. So we can actually tie this thing to the pole to here, have this guy go read belt contents hold, and have this guy go ice cubes greater than equal to 4, because if we have 4 ice cubes here, like this guy is kicking out ice cubes 1 or 2 at a time, and when we get down here, the only way this piece of belt will have 4 ice cubes is if everything here has backed up. So at that point we will be happy to eject ice because these guys have got their buffer to work through. These guys are grabbing from the belt first, that's fine. Okay, happy with that. Can we now... Stop is inaccessible from current position. Okay, so we are in fact having that star map issue that we thought we might. We can't get to Rubia without first being able to access Gleba, so this whole, hey, we rebuilt this ship to be able to go somewhere to do a better job of collecting asteroids, actually not going to work. Yeah, I don't think we are collecting enough asteroids for this to be running in novice orbit, oh well, but what that does mean is, yeah, so the complication of this here is Vulcanus and Fulgora are actually inaccessible because they're locked behind a mod planet, and we don't actually want to do this mod planet first. I want to do the other mod planet first, so I guess we research how to get to Gleba first. This is going to take us another 60,000 science, and then... Okay, so we're going to research how to get to Gleba. We are then not going to go to Gleba, we are going to go to Rubia instead, but I guess that means we could always... I still wanted to do... My last Space Age run, we did Gleba very early as the first planet. I was planning on doing Fulgora and Vulcanus things, especially with the tech multiplier. Oh well. Okay, I guess we are going to go and plug in the rest of this mining. Are these guys... Oh, these guys all waiting for better modules. Okay, that is... Did these guys all get their modules? Maybe. I think we are going to downgrade these and then upgrade them later. That sounds like a decent plan. Where is my module upgrader? Okay, looks like we handled it. Defensively, maybe it's time to do that, because we've got a bit of time at the moment. We're mostly happy about directions other than over here, where if we take an expansion, we have literally no defenses into the base, so that's a bit of an issue. And then over here, there's a bit of combat to do, but we have the aforementioned landmines, even though we are doing a fair amount of pollution. So I think the thing we're going to... Okay, of the various things that we definitely want, one of those are going to include continuing to bridge roboports over to places where we want to build stuff. This looks like it misses all the cliffs, but also doesn't quite connect to these guys, so maybe it should. Whereas here is going to connect, so that's fine. We're going to create another dead zone in here, which is going to be unfortunate, but whatever. And I think we also at the same time start to work roboports up in this direction, which is going to connect here. It's going to connect here as well. Yes, so we're going to be able to move this stuff up to also, because I want to build on this iron, I want this iron, and I also want to, like, the other thing we have to bear in mind is the main roboport network. Will this ever, okay, if we build on this iron, we are potentially having bots that will fly over this bit of the wall, which is a little bit of a problem because we're doing combat there. Oh well, don't worry about it. The other thing we definitely wanted is this copper, because we can. And so I think the first thing we do there is we also do this other kind of little bridge thing in here. Is this where we want it? We can run it over to the other side of this network as well. I just want these ones to not be exactly on the rail link for no particular reason. Okay. So we can have, where would this rail line go, and where are my train stations going to go? Because we still want to do, oh, we haven't done the elevated rail thing here either, have we? Hilarious. Okay, yeah, where is, down here is the pattern of 2 train stations of Copper Stacker. How well are these stations signaled? We've got all... Yeah, we've got the correct number of trains here before the split so we can handle things coming in and out. But this other section is a little long, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think we could maybe drop another 2 off either side here. So, we still haven't fully repaired the blue chips. And we haven't done the other things we were thinking about either, but oh well. But if we drop 2 of the curved sections off here, where would... And why am I just thinking that this is going to immediately fit like here? This could just straight up be the plan. Bash is now the plan. Okay, let's also then just grab this train station and put it all the way over... Actually, can we... No. We, in fact... Okay. Control-Z both of those and put this thing further over to the roboports on the right, because we would like to be able to get a piece of curved belt. Cue this thing, because I'm not sure that... Yeah, it doesn't actually connect yet. Also grab all these rocks, because why not, given bots jobs. There was now definitely enough space to be able to get this curved piece of stacker in here, which is fine. And then we should also be enjoying power connections there, and then connections over... This is going to connect to another piece of grid up the top, which looks good. Where? Here? And then were there also some other rocks which we did not delete? And then, yeah, now we can drop some mining on this position, and we do have mining productivity 3 now, so we actually only need 24 will give us a full belt of stuff. So, smash that in here a couple of places as well. 1 full red belt, 2 full red belts, stagger it back a little. Sure, cool. Okay, so we can connect this up at some point. Bots are coming in here to get all this done. Bots are enjoying having a lot of jobs. What are we up to? 1.1 gigawatts, so we are nearly using all of the nuclear power we've been making. What was the... There was something else I wanted to check. I was also going to do something with these red chips, wasn't I? And we still haven't connected the blue chips, and we're kind of running the steel buffer down. That was kind of always the plan. That's nice. Yeah, we're going to do a thing here first, but also let's look at the Planet Rubia tips and tricks briefing, which I figured out where the tips and tricks thing was, and the planet briefing is all the way down Rubia briefing. Warning, cargo pods and rockets carrying people or cargo will suffer severe impact damage on entering or exiting Rubian airspace. Damage-free transport requires a couple of technologies, either Trash Dragon or Iron Man. Without them, you will die upon landing unless you can withstand a large amount of impact damage. Okay, so does that mean we need shields? I did see that one of the planets needed shields as a prerequisite technology. Rubia is a windy plastrainer with hurricane force winds. The winds restrict the orientation of several entities and will constantly barrage the surface with trash asteroids. That's a great word. The planet is covered in a resource-rich scrap, which can be converted to useful materials using microbiomes in a biorecycling plant. Those were the things we saw that I previously confused for the Fulgoran recycling. It's a biorecycling instead. Researching Discover Planet Rubia means you can already craft everything you need. So let's check whether, not here, thrusters, Rubia. Rubia is the one that required me to make energy shield equipment. So we will need to... I don't know how much health, but also, so yeah, we're going to need some energy shields. We're going to need to put some energy shields in our thing. Red chips and steel, this kind of fits into one of the other plans I was already thinking about with the red chips that we were going to do. But one of the other complications here is thrusters. Planet Eremos Prime, to which we have recently been, is locking the research of Vulcanus and Fulgora and also power armor. So we are kind of limited. Oh wait, could we get... Can we get... Okay, so exoskeletons are going to be a thing we want. I was wondering whether we could go through yellow science, and maybe it's after military. Can we get Energy Shield Mark II equipment? And this requires low density structure and blue chips. Low density structure could be the tricky one there. Okay, because I was also thinking about doing all of this at quality. If we find modular armor again, so steel and red chips. The thing I was considering doing here, yeah, okay, let's connect this to the other conversation because we are still kind of multitasking things. Over here, we are building a bunch of module 2s at quality, and that's cool, but we also have in a large number of builds, you should probably get... Military science should probably get better modules, but we're also super full on military science, so whatever. Yeah, a bunch of builds, actually I'm standing next to one of them, aren't I? With a whole lot of quality, yeah, uncommon quality Prod Mod 2s, and in particular, uncommon quality Prod Mod 2s falling out of this build. And so I think what the plan is going to be, yeah, so we've also already got more modules here. We're not using these modules for module upgrades anymore. Is that I think we're going to need to boost some of these guys as well. I mean, we kind of already have here, but I am leaning towards also taking the prod mods out of the middle of this build. And then also actually doing a number of things. First of all, getting rid of a number of these beacons, and then upgrading... This is also the same plan that we've done elsewhere of... Actually, I think probably these ones on the end can probably also disappear. I think we're going to have more than we need. We need to leave the output belt, which is the one in the middle. But I think all of these guys and this module and the input belt can all just disappear. Actually, let's leave some of the power. Power over here. Yeah, these two guys are disappearing. This is just an output belt now. And then we are in fact going to put the module, yeah, the beacons back in the middle of these. Because that's a thing we can do now. And the plan is not to be making... my bots are off, maybe we could help with that. The plan is no longer to be making prod mods in the middle of this build, because, I mean, that little weird mixed build thing I think was a great plan for the time at which... Why have you guys not... Oh, because we also deleted these? I don't know, whatever, we'll get around to it, it's going to be fine. Yeah, this kind of mixed sushi was great in the beginning, but I think at this point, what we want to do is turn a lot of these into... Okay, we need to do the module up... We need to do the assembler upgrade first. And remember, this is a line about both productivity and about speed boosts, so let's get some let's get some speed 2s in here as well. This is also quite possibly more red chips than we need here, and then we're going to do the same thing of all of these guys are going to get more productivity bonus, but the ones on the end we are going to give quality bonuses. So these are also the ones that are not being hit by beacons. So we will start by making some red chips with quality, and then, yeah, copy this entire row here. So this is why we've still got quite a large build. This is just a thing we're going to lean into because I think we can. And then these guys are always going to be producing and having space on the belt to put stuff, even if there isn't much space. So, yeah, red chips happening at quality. Speed beaconing the rest of the red chips. We're probably blasting through what's coming off these guys, and in fact, if we have rare prod mods, I am convincing myself that... Is that true? I don't even think... Whatever, we've done it now. I was convincing myself that we didn't even necessarily want rare prod mods in... Rare prod mod ones in these green chips. What we should be doing instead is just upgrading to assembler 3s, whatever, maybe we do that later. Because the other thing about this setup is... Over here, we are already looking for red chips of any quality, and we're already filtering out all the non-red chips of other qualities. Okay, we're getting more. Yeah, we are getting more red chips out because we aren't consuming them in the middle of the build, which is fine. All these guys are still running, yeah. So we can have a way of getting some number of quality red chips, of which we are actually making. This is actually more than we want. I don't think we want that many red chips at quality. Is that true? I think it might be, actually. Because I was thinking about... Okay, we're already standing right here. As far as these module upgrades go, the module upgrades that are over here, the thing this will let us do is we've got some... Yeah, a bunch of uncommon speed 1 modules, a bunch of uncommon... okay, all the prod modules we're putting to use, but this would let us do something like... And the idea is, okay, the blue chips aren't running yet, and we're going to struggle, like, when we are doing the module upgrades, because we're also thinking about module upgrades. Yeah, the plan here is all of these guys, and we have a couple more... Yeah, we have a couple more than we can... Yeah, we don't need quality in several of these, because some of these are going to be doing Prod Mod 2s at Uncommon, some of these are going to be doing Prod Mod 2s at Rare, because we will just have the stuff falling out. And then also Prod Mod 2s at Uncommon, and also... why were you over there? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Prod Mod 2s at Rare. And we are making... Okay, if we can unblock those red chips, we will be making a lot more of these things than we can actually use. And... I don't know if we want... Maybe actually we have to do... Maybe we request the chips in, and maybe we request the uncommons in, but then maybe for the rares, because we still have rare things that we are using. Like, we're still using the rare ones in various places. This is going to be logistic storage for rare speed ones, and then this one is going to be logistic storage for rare prod ones. So we can upgrade the... Yeah, so these quality modules and these quality modules aren't doing anything, but whatever, it's going to be fine. These... Do we actually have... I don't know if we have uncommon quality 2s around the place, but this is if we can get the blue chips out, and in theory, the thing we have done over here is getting us some number of red chips. This is red chips at... Yeah, strictly at some quality, so all of the things... okay. I think this no longer needs to exist as a method of putting stuff into the build, because we're not making modules in the middle of the mixed build anymore, which is cool, because it means that all of... Yeah, these... I don't know what weird circuit conditioned these for, but we don't need to. And also these can be no filter, just go for stuff. Yeah, just put all the things in here. Normal red chips going into the build, red chips with commonality coming out here. The other thing we can do... So we need to do the same with the blue chips, and we also need to reconnect the blue chips. And then the other thing that we can do with that, if we had some uncommon steel, is we could also get ourselves uncommon portable solar panels, and then also uncommon energy shields, or even rare energy shields. So, oh yeah, this is why also all this stuff in my inventory was also why I was over by the red chips before we walked away from the red chips. Cool. So I think we're going to need some uncommon steel as well. And all that's going to take is some quality modules and some steel. You guys have... Oh wait, we did too much there. Yeah, all that's going to take is some quality modules in some steel, some furnaces that are making steel, so we should be able to hack that in. I mean, all of these ones are beaconed, so not so much here, but if we go... here's an output belt. that's already just straight going into the steel. So if we go filter for steel on the right, we didn't actually set the filter. Normal quality steel on the right, you get out here, you get into, and I think we're going to be doing this for, I think the personal equipment version of this with the steel and the lots of red chips is going to last for a little bit, but then the blue chips is going to be the one that's going to have to last for a long while, and then we get, yeah, we want one of these things, say, here, and I think we can do a couple of these, but I think we can also just speed module them, maybe with... No, I do want to put some quality in here. Yeah, you guys get over here, and then we can have... Because the plan was to do several things like so. Do we have uncommon quality modules? Bots have not built these yet, so we are not able to sell. And then... Yeah, maybe we actually need speed module 2s for these things. Whatever. Bots are... not complaining about quality 2 modules, so we have them. Let's also give these guys uncommon speed modules, because I don't know if they're going to be enough. And then the plan here is we just take this steel, of which some amount is going to be uncommon, and run it through the back of the build like so. It's going to be fine, don't worry about it. So we've got quality happening here, we're going to get some amount of quality steel out, we have quality red chips for our module upgrades and for our personal equipment. I don't know if we need more than that. I would like all of this to power on so we can check how much you're making. Okay, we kind of need to give you... Oh yeah, we need to give you guys power. And we will need to... You are using 0.73, you are making 1.4, so that guess about the speed moduling was pretty good. So we've now got some furnaces that are making us steel. We should go reconnect the blue chips. Okay, I was wondering how we blocked this. I was wondering if this was another side-loading bug. I didn't think there would be many places where a little bit of quality copper would be a problem, but it turns out, like exactly here is a place where copper quality is a problem. So yeah, this guy meant that we were not letting our oh wait, we're going to need to pull it off from both places, aren't we? Yeah, this was interrupting our batteries production. We're going to need to move you 2 squares, and then we're going to need to do a little thing similar to what we've done elsewhere of use filters of greater than normal quality. Oh wait, did we ever cancel the gun turrets build? Because I think we've already got more gun turrets of quality than we need, and at this point it would just be a problem, and we would rather have the other quality metal floating around. I don't think we ever actually cancelled this gun turret build. So now we've got... Maybe we do have more than we need. Maybe we were blocked on commonality of copper. Whatever. Yeah, can we get... So that was why we weren't getting copper in here. We are now filtering any of the uncommon copper off in the only 2 places that it might be a problem. Is that the only place that the copper was going? Why are we not getting... I wonder if these guys were also having some kind of throughput issue and were looking at the wrong piece of copper. Oh well, there's quite possibly some quality iron doing the same thing. So, do I still have... I do still have this in the paste buffer, so we're going to slap that there. It's going to be fine. We're not even going to worry about it. All of the various iron sources went through there, so that's probably fine. Have we... Okay, we've also got the same thing over here. No big deal. We can solve that pretty easily. Yeah, and then we're just waiting for modules and module upgrades, and now I guess we should go and, yeah, actually definitely connect the blue chips, because we kind of need them. Yeah, bots are complaining about not having these red splitters, and we haven't really done a mall thing with them yet, so they can just have these ones that I've got. It's fine. I would really like to get the quality version of the blue chips running before we go and deal with the space, but I don't think we have time to. I think we have to go and just deflect all those attacks immediately, but I am wondering if we can get, yeah, we get some more rail, we get some walls. Yeah, exactly this. Yeah, so let's have the car over there. We did not drag power out here, so I guess we're not doing the defensive build on this outing. I mean, I would still like to have the bots building the roboports out behind us, so we don't have to do that. Are we mostly done with these worms? I think we're mostly done with these worms. Don't get the car killed, because, you know, we'd rather keep the car around. It's fine. Okay, it's not fine. We could park on the acid. Maybe this will all be connected up by the time we've done this combat. Yeah, we're building some roboports out here. We're going to be able to drop mines on this, which is fine. We've got a rail link. We haven't figured out what we're doing with it. Don't worry about it. We're building roboports into the dead zone so the bots won't complain as much. Yeah, we probably don't even need... I don't think we're going to need this one. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. Instead, we are going to go and pick a fight with these guys who've got a pretty good position. So I think we need to leave some gun turrets back down here. Are we too close already? I don't really want to be too close already. Because, yeah, we need to get... Okay, that's too close. We need to get... Okay, this kind of capsule up. Just to deal with all the dudes who are running at us. And then we will want to... I mean, should I be doing this in a car? Should I be... No, I think we're probably fine. That should be hopefully enough worms to deal with some of them, and then we've still got the flamethrower up to deal with these guys, and that is that is not what I was expecting at all. Cool, you guys don't talk to me again. We didn't actually get enough capsules in here, but we can get some more. All of the worms are gone at this point, which means we can take some damage there. It's fine. He's going to stand in the fire. We're going to just kind of juke these guys all over the place. Go back to the shotgun. This is... I mean, actually, is this where we build a nice wall segment? I don't know if this is where we build a nice wall segment, because we could actually go further. Like, let's scout out what else is around on this little peninsula. This beeping has stopped. This beeping has stopped. Bots are... Yeah, bots are not even asking for solar panels or anything. Yeah, what is exactly down here? More... More of these dudes? I was contemplating defending here, because this is what we could see on the map. However, pushing that just a little further reveals a better bottleneck that I think we're going to take instead. So let's see if we can get this, and well, I guess we'll come back for power later. A couple of these capsules around here to get this stuff out the way, and then... I think this one's probably fine. I guess we'll find out. I guess we see whether or not we burn down this forest. Let's just create a little bit more space. Let's be responsible and not actually burn down that forest. Oh, we also need to bring out the roboports and the power. And yeah, the train is complaining about not being able to get here because we haven't built this section of rail, but also this section of rail. Yeah, there's a couple of things to build. Actually, let's, while we are presumably safe, let's go and figure out how the quality version of the blue chips are going to work, because I think we're going to copy this whole thing somewhere else so we can put the stuff back in later. Yeah, I don't know what that thing is doing. I think we blast all these underground twos, all these assembler twos, and then we have ourselves a little pattern of, because we've already got a beacon there, let's straddle that beacon again in the same way. And then I think for the quality version, we look to have 4 of these assemblers with quality 2 modules in them. And some of these things are going to turn out to be high quality blue chips, others won't. That's all fine. And then what rate? You're eating green chips at 3.5 a second. We're making green chips at 4 and a bit a second, but we're also going from crafting speed 140% crafting speed to just 80% crafting speed. So I think we're just going to see whether or not we can go. Not those ones. Let's grab the ones that are at least a different kind. Yeah, get the assembler 3s in here, do 2 of those, put the beacon in, and do a sort of a 2-to-1 thing. Maybe that works. So then we're going to need... Yeah, why? Sure, whatever. Oh, because this was from a different copy. Sure, fine. Okay, so we're going to need the copper in here. And then with this being... Yeah, the idea with these guys is we're going to run... We need slightly more than 1 red belt of copper if we are... Well, 1 full belt of iron if we are fully utilizing 2 belts of copper, of which we're going to need to do that differently as well. But this red chips interface is going to sit... Where? Not that way, this way. Maybe here? Here looks fine, and then these belts should... Yeah, that looks like it's doing what it should. I think we maybe just need to plug some stuff in now, and I need to go and do the other defensive work, and then we're just going to hook this not quite there, because, I mean, just for mostly aesthetic purposes. Iron goes here, iron goes here, iron goes here. These blue chips are going to need inserters. Then these blue chips, and we're also going to need to power these stack inserters. And I think that is... If everything... Oh, we have not connected all of these things up as well. I think that's going to be the way that we get blue chips at quality, which we have not beaconed, but we've beaconed the things going in, so that's fine. Okay, if we force build this to get rid of the trees... iron is here. I am going to go and build the other defensive position we need at what might be one of the last remaining bottlenecks. It's going to look the same, so we're going to do it between episodes, in which time the Gleba research is definitely going to finish, so we'll be able to figure out what we want to do with it. Just still, yeah, I don't know. We may have been a little bit bamboozled. The plan was probably never going to be intact, but I didn't think it was going to change this quickly. Oh well, things are going to be fine. Things are going to, yeah, we're going to figure out how to get this train line where we want to go. Sure, don't worry about it. It's fine. Things are good.